Howdy folks and welcome to Brain Rotters. The Suicide Squad movie has premiered this past weekend, and we gotta talk about how James Gunn, writer and director of the film, has been talking a lot about the movie, revealing details like how the movie was almost about the Suicide Squad hunting down Superman. Let's talk about it, why we didn't get it, but also all the spin-offs that are teased and confirmed off of the Suicide Squad movie. So first things first, the Suicide Squad movie was almost a frickin' Superman versus the Suicide Squad film. James Gunn says it would have followed the Suicide Squad hunting down Superman for Amanda Waller. Now, I think this is a really good idea, but here's why I think James Gunn didn't go for it, because if you don't know, DC approached Gunn saying, whatever you want to do, we're game for. What movie do you want to make? I think he didn't do the Versus film because there is a Suicide Squad versus the Justice League game coming out, and Superman seems to be a boss in the game, if not one of the final bosses. So Gunn didn't want to step on his toes, considering DC was already doing a project in relation to Superman versus the Suicide Squad anyway, with the game. I think that's the main reason, but I also think that since James Gunn says he thinks comic book movies and superhero films of any kind are starting to lose their heart in the story, so feeding off celebrity characters like Superman and not giving the spotlight to new characters doesn't seem like the direction that Gunn wants to go anyway. So Gunn didn't get to make that film, but we are getting spin-offs and lots of them from this movie, and I'm not just talking about a sequel. We all know from the post-credits scene by now that, spoilers, Peacemaker is alive and will be getting his own HBO Max series. Hey, you made it this far, you might as well subscribe if you're new, as well as hitting that bell for notifications so you don't miss another video just like this one. There is a Groot and Harley spin-off that James Gunn has legitimately talked to DC and Marvel heads about, with Marvel Studios creating an animation department and DC having an amazing animation department. That would be something special if it turns out from rumor to reality. And if that happens, with the whole DC and Marvel engaging into an animation deal property like Groot and Harley, we could see a DC versus Marvel movie someday, and James Gunn could just head up that project itself. But I also think that wouldn't happen because Gunn has already said he wouldn't direct an Avengers Endgame level movie. So if he doesn't want to do that big cinematic climax, then maybe DC versus Marvel isn't his thing, but he could just end up being an executive producer on such a project like he was on Endgame. Also, DC has already confirmed James Gunn to be in talks heavily in the cinematic universe that is being crafted at the DCEU, which means the Suicide Squad 2 and more. Not only that, but it's confirmed by Gunn that Peacemaker show is confirmed to have ties to future DC projects, so that will be a nice jumping pad. Thank you all so much for watching. What do you think of this? What kind of spin-offs do you want to see off of the Suicide Squad movie? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you all so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.